Well, shemai everyone. Shock horror, I'm actually back with a card making video. I have rediscovered my card making mojo the last few days, and the way I did it was by going through my scrap paper box, my Stampin' Up scrap paper box, and all these cards that I'm going to show you now are using scrap pieces of paper that have been in the box for quite some time. And I thought, right, instead of just leaving them there, let's get them used. So even the card came from my offcut box. Oh, I think because see if I can, struggling once again with this fluorescent lighting because I'm filming it in the night, which is when I seem to be more inspired lately. So as you can see, all of these I've used the same sort of sentiment for quite a lot of them, but I've used some stamp sets I haven't used for ages as well. So all these were offcuts, and it gave me a little bit of an idea for a new sort of card making series. There they all are. I'll put those to one side because the other thing I've been inspired by lately are sketches. So I was thinking of one sketch, 3 cards. So this is the sketch, and it's from Mojo Monday by Julie Tillman. I haven't got my glasses on. I don't know whether it's Tillman or Tillman. Tillman, right? And is by Poetic Artistry blogspot.com. And this was her sketch. And this was her example card. So I have actually gone through my scrap papers again. And I've used some bundles from the annual catalogue, which are no longer going to be bundles in the next catalogue. They're still going to appear in the next Stampin' Up catalogue, but they won't be bundles. And let me show you the ones. I've done 2 so far, and I'm going to do one on screen with you. I've done this one. I've done a man's one using Sailing Home. And as you can see, I've stuck to the paper layers, but I did the circle, but I sort of filled out with these embellishments then, because I made 2 traveller's notebooks out of the papers, and I've got loads of offcuts. So I've done that one. So as I say, this bundle will no longer be a bundle in the next catalogue. So if you want it, this is the last time you're going to be able to save 10% on it. I'm going to put those to one side. Exactly the same then with this set. I love this set. This is Free as a Bird. This is the last time this will appear as a bundle. It's actually with the stitched nested labels dies, which I love. I use these all the time. And I think also the paper pack is on sale. I think it's £8 odd. I think so. But this is the one I did then. So as you can see, I flipped the sketch around to do it this way. And it's still true to the sketch. And again, these were offcuts of paper in my paper pack, so that's all I've got left now. But even then, you've got enough to make another card with. So don't throw those scraps away, because let's be frugal and use these things up. So today, I say today, now, I am going to use the Parisian Beauty. I know lots of people call it Parisian. It's Parisian. And I'm going to be stamping the Eiffel Tower in the basic grey, and the writing then in the smoky slate. I'm going with a bit of a grey theme with the pool party. I couldn't think of the colour then. So I've got these offcuts. As you can see, I've cut lots of the flowers out. I'm going to do that for this circular piece here. But that's as far as I've got. So let's get ready to rumble. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do my paper layers, and as you can see, I have got enough. I've got this long sheet here. I love the foiling in this, and I'm going to cut a piece off here because I've obviously cut it a bit raggedy. I'm going to just straighten that up first. Do you know, I've been really struggling with Mojo, and I think it's because it's such a surreal situation. Although I'm used to having time at home in the holidays, the school holidays, because I know this isn't a school holiday, it feels really wrong. So I'm not scrapbooking and things in the day. I tend to be working on things for school or doing chores and things like that, because it just feels really weird to be scrapbooking and card making in the day. It's just the way my brain works. Hence me then trying to do things in the evening when the lighting isn't so good. I also do lots of YouTube videos for my class. I film stories for them, and I do maths videos and things like that. And today I phoned some of them. I'm going to work through phoning them all. I've got 48 in my class, and it was so lovely just to speak to them. Oh, bless them. They all went quite shy though, because they're not used to their teacher ringing them at home. So I'm going to layer these now onto the pool party. I love the colours in this set. The papers are stunning, and I think these papers will probably be retiring. I'm pretty sure they are. There we go. I love these big blossoms. I think I actually bought 2 packs of this paper because I knew it would be a favourite. I think I bought 2 packs of the bird one as well. I use that one quite a lot. My paper trimmer is desperate for a little bit of furniture polish I tend to use on it to stop it squeaking so much. I have noticed that that piece there wasn't too straight, so I'll make sure I try to put my sentiment on there. So that's my backing strip. I'm also going to run a piece of ribbon down it, if I can find it. I thought I was organised and I was not. And that's this one, the petal pink with the gold on it. Just going to run that down there. Even though there's gold on this silver background, it doesn't show up that much to cause me a problem. So how are you getting on with your crafting? Are you finding that you're inspired to craft, or are you like me and struggling to find your mojo? The last few days I have found it quite a bit more, because you've probably noticed, if you're a regular visitor as well, I've done a few more videos, but it's been really hard. I've done cards that I've needed to do for birthdays and things like that, and my mum has said, oh, could I have a card for so-and-so, can you make that up for me? So that's probably the only time I've been crafting really. There we go. So I'm not going to tie a knot in it, I'm just going to use it to cover where the 2 pieces of paper meet, and I'm going to stick that down like that. And then I'm thinking for the rectangular piece, just like I've done the what's it called, Eiffel Tower, no, the lighthouse, I'm going to do the Eiffel Tower then, but I'm not going to cut the Eiffel Tower out. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use the nested dies. As you can see, I keep all my white offcuts. Is actually in a bag that you sell gift cards. They are perfect for keeping all your offcuts. So I keep all my coloured offcuts together, all labelled, apart from the white because I can tell they're white, all labelled, and then when I'm looking, say I'm looking for a bit of pool party, I go to my scraps first rather than cut a new piece. So let's just check the Eiffel Tower is going to fit on there. No, it's going to come off, so I need the next one up. I've always got to put them together so I can just check that the next one. There it is. And then I'm going to use this one then. I think, will it fit on there? Oh, made to measure. That's more luck than judgment. So I'm going to stick that one down then. On there. So have you, I know some people have been learning a new skill. I must be honest, I'm struggling some days just to get up and get showered, let alone learn a new skill. But I have been enjoying baking again and eating baked goods, which means I need to get back to my running. We try to walk or I try to run at least every other day. For some reason my Big Shot doesn't always like these days. Right, so I'll just bring it over here so you can actually see that I haven't gone off for a cup of tea. Sometimes I need to run this through mine once or twice. Let's just check. I always turn it over to check. I find these ones quite difficult to cut sometimes, but I love these rectangular dies. I'm just going to put that back off to the side. I like to just use a little bit of washi. I've got my magnetic platform, but I don't always get it out. There we go. I tend to keep my washi. I tend to reduce, reuse, recycle and all that. There we are. So this is I think is the Blushing Bride in this set. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp my Eiffel Tower in the centre of that. Let's get all my rubbish out the way. But I'm going to use the scripty font first, just to fill in the background. And I'm going to use Smoky Slate. I was so organised, and then I seem to have lost everything I've got out ready to use. I'm going to use this little, like a little Franken stamp, just up around this sort of area, just to give it a bit more detail. I should have a piece of paper under me now because I've probably got ink on there. Then I'm going to use the little postage mark up in this corner as well, just up here. And because obviously it's in Smoky Slate, it doesn't show up really darkly, but I like that effect, which is lucky because that's the effect I've got. So now I'm going to stamp the tower itself in basic grey. So do you turn to sketches when you need a bit of inspiration? I must be honest, it has got me out of a bit of a rut lately. I've been using them in my scrapbooking and my card making. There we go. I'm just going to turn it sideways just so I can see that I am stamping it to the bottom correctly as well. There it is. Such a lovely iconic building. Just going to put it away to the side a second while I clean this one before I go put in my dirty mitts all over it, because that is the sort of thing I do. Then I'm going to use this one here. These are the moments we look back on and enjoy. And I'm going to put that then as the sentiment down in the corner. Let's see, in my scrap box once again. As you can see, I haven't used this stamp yet. I'm going to use the stitch shapes to cut that out. I'm just going to see which one I need to use. Will I get away with that one? Might do. Yeah. Tell you what, I will cut it out first. And I'll also cut out the backing piece for it. I love these stitch shapes. These are another one of my absolute favourites. I think they are retiring this time. So again, this is your last chance. This is the first time in ages that I've made a complete card. I usually have lots more organised. I'm lots more organised, sorry, and I usually have lots of the things ready made. Ooh, it's going to be a tight fit. A bit like me and my jeans at the moment. I'm finding healthy eating hard as well. I don't know whether it's because I think that it's like a holiday. I'm just going to line that up as best as I can. Yeah, there we go. It's a bit faded there. My basic grey is the original one I bought all those years ago. So it's probably in a little bit in need of re-inking, in all fairness to it. It's done incredibly well. So there we go. Put that to one side. I'm going to layer this up first onto there. So yeah, I'm thinking of making this a bit of a regular thing. Put your thoughts at the bottom if you wouldn't mind. Would you like to see like one sketch, 3 cards as a regular item? If you find them useful. I always think that using a sketch is a bit like using a recipe in a cookbook. Now, you might be like my husband. He's got to stick to it religiously. I tend to think, oh, I haven't got that, so I'll miss that out, or I'll put extra of that in, or I really like this vegetable, so I'll add that in. And I think sketches for cards are a bit the same. You can take out what you like, add in extra pieces is entirely up to you. You can make them your own. Right, I don't think that's quite straight. And obviously, you haven't got much time with an ATG to move things about. I'm going to put this up on foam pads. Then I'm going to fussy cut some of the flowers out of my designer paper. So have a little delve into your scrap box. See what bits of paper you've got left over. See which ones would match. I've made it easy for myself because they're all from the same set. When I scrapbook, I just tend to delve in and look at colours and think, right, those colours will go together. It's only because I had these from the same set that I knew that they'd all match easily. So I'm going to cut out this cluster of flowers here. Like this. I love these colours. I love the delicate pink in them. And as I say, I love the foiling. Such pretty papers. I have got a little bit of a thing for pretty papers. A bit of a weakness, I would say, actually. And that's why it's such a shame to keep scraps of paper in a box and not to use them. So I'm just going to put that there then. I think I'll just tuck it underneath. Yeah, I think I'll tuck it under there. So I'm just going to add a bit of Tombow, like that. And I might cut another flower out, just to give it a little bit more dimension. There it is. And I can just add this one up on foam dots then. Pop-Tarts, I nearly called it them. I've never even eaten Pop-Tarts. Put that in the centre, on some foam pads, and the jobs are good done. It's all done. So from one sketch, 3 very different cards. Here they are again. And there we go. So thank you so much to Julie Tillman. That's a lovely sketch to use. And if you'd like to have a little look at her other sketches, it's poeticartistry.blogspot.com. And there we go. 3 cards, 1 sketch. So I'm just going to bring them up to show you towards the camera more because of this silly lighting that's going on. There we go. There's the Eiffel Tower with Parisian Beauty. And there's Free as a Bird. So thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you soon with another video. Take care, stay safe. If you're in the UK, stay home. And Hwyl fawr. Bye!